Dr. Christianson here. Here's why I want you to quit exercising. Sounds funny, right? Well, I mean it. If you're doing something that you don't want to do, and if you think that you're going to get healthier by making yourself more miserable, it won't pan out. It just won't work. Movement is important. Your body has to be mobile and circulating and functional. That's how we're different from plants. But what happens is we build up this high level of stress response, these stress hormones from our day. We have no limit of factors that set us off, from deadlines to relationship pressures to financial worries. And these things cause our body to go into this fight or flight state. And I call it fight or flight or famine. We'll talk more about that later. But the fight or flight state triggers us to fight or flight, to fight or run, to move in some way, to respond. And in our modern life, we don't really get opportunity for that. Our things that we're dealing with, our issues that we're resolving and facing, we're not really fixing them by fighting or running from them. We might want to sometimes, but it's really not acceptable or encouraged. We usually deal with them by talking, or by writing checks, or by doing things that involve paperwork, non-physical activities. And it doesn't satisfy our body's innate stress response. It doesn't pull us out of that state, unfortunately, so we stay stuck there. So why wouldn't exercise help? Well, this may be something of semantics, but I think it's more than that. If exercise means you're going to go throttle yourself for an hour in the gym, it's not going to help. You're not going to feel well from that. You're not going to enjoy it. But if exercise is movement, exploration, chosen challenges, overcoming barriers, that's a whole different experience. There are times to where access to outdoors can be limited, no doubt about that. When it's not, it's so worthwhile. And outdoors can be urban even just being in open spaces can be so therapeutic. Parks, if you have access to wilderness, beautiful places like this, that's so powerful, so restorative. So that's one way to really get that reset of your stress response, is by being away from modernity and in open air. Now, you can also get that by chosen challenges. So what do I mean by that? Well, if you can find ways in which your body can adapt physically and you can develop new skills. I talked to a person a few days ago who's very recently picked up, what is that? Tango. Yeah, tango dancing. And after a life of thinking that he had two left feet, in the last year he'd started taking some lessons. Now he's being competitive in the tango circuit. And these are new challenges. It's something that he didn't really have in his life before, but now is his single most passion, his single most obsession. So if there's things you can find that require physical skill or ability that you may not have any of, think about things that you may have admired others doing, or maybe things you did as a child. And I promise, with a little creativity and maybe some time talking to a friend, you can find versions of those that you can engage in safely and without undue embarrassment as an adult. Whatever it's worth, I've gone through almost like serial monogamy with my physical activities. I'll get way into something for a few years, and then it may drift by the wayside as I get, never to be the best, but to get to a certain level of competence to where I don't see that much big gains in skills. I've kind of hit the point where I can do things a little better, but there's no more big leaps. The big thing now is mountain unicycling. That was a huge challenge for many years. People just ride the dang thing, and then to ride it well off-road. But I can go on trails and do terrain, stay upright on terrain that I could not do in the past, and see a clear measurement of progress. So think about ways in which your skills can heighten. And that's another way that you can move and play and have a blast, but not really be exercising per se. And the funny thing is, if you find some areas like that to focus on, you may find yourself wanting to train in more traditional ways out of the joyous effort of wanting to raise your competency in the activity. So like my friend who's now doing tango, he has found that he spontaneously wants to do more strength training and stretching because he can dance better. So in the past, he could never really stick with exercise regimes because they were boring to him. He didn't enjoy them. They were really just drudgery. And thankfully, he at least saw through that and didn't stress himself out and beat himself up over it. But now he wants to also do some more of those things which he didn't before because now he has a reason to. So yeah, people don't really get in shape to train, they train to get in shape. they'll train, they'll have fun if they have some deeper reason for that. Now, the last thing to think about is the enjoyment of passing on skills to others. I'll probably pronounce this wrong, but I've heard that called natches, Natches, or vicarious happiness. So if there's things you've done in the past that you were very good at, maybe they're not a good fit for you right now. Even maybe you were a good ball player and there may not be leagues that you enjoy, or maybe you've got some physical limitation, some overuse injury or other things slowing you down. I sure understand that. The other way you can really engage that and get some physical movement and activity out of the deal is by helping train others, sharing that passion with others. So, coaching is a direct example, or even just volunteering or assisting. So, finding ways in which your skills can be passed on can vicariously give you that same experience, and you can feel your skills amplifying as you help others achieve greater skills themselves. And that itself, it's a very distinct experience. It's powerful and it's also good and it's different. It's not the same as when you do it on your own. It's almost, some could argue, even a greater level of proficiency to be able to show and guide others. So don't exercise. Don't think you've got to go just beat yourself up for an hour in the gym on the treadmill or on the weight machines. So even things like CrossFit, if it's not what you're really loving or naturally inclined to do, don't do it. But if it's something that's a passion you're enjoying, have fun with it. But find what your passion is. Find some way to have great, meaningful movement and let that reset your body back to a state of greater health and greater vitality. Dr. Christianson here. We'll talk again real soon.